Hello, and welcome to Stir Crazy Arts Classes with Gerald Savine, lesson number 14. Now this seems, I'm afraid, out of place because unfortunately, being a silly old man, I forgot to say 14 between 13 and 15. So we're going back to this and we're going to be doing an exercise on negative space. Now negative space is the relationships of one thing against another and the spaces that are created in between. You might remember in lesson number 3 when we were doing the fruit, we talked about the space in between some of the fruit and how it helps you get the things in the right place. Now to help us to understand this a bit more, what I do is look at this stool that I put on a table. Hopefully you can see this. What we'll be looking at and drawing is the spaces in between the legs and supports and the tops and bottoms of the stool, not the stool itself. Now to help you here, I've actually drawn that, but I will show you that I'm going to make those lines stronger, where I want you to look and see if you can see the negative spaces are there. Won't be what I do here, won't be exactly the same as you can see here again, but Janice will lift up the camera again occasionally so you can just look and see and hopefully understand what I'm talking about. But what is so important is that everything around us, we know where it is and its relationship with other things. Nothing is in just floating around in space. I know when we did the bowl of apples and on the book, the book was not sitting on anything, it was just floating in air. But in fact, the reality of life is nothing sits floating around in space. It all has a relationship to other things, and the shapes that come in between these things help us understand where they are, how big they are and what they are. So if we can just look down here, it's going to be quite a short one, I think, this one, but what I'm going to do is I've already just lightly drawn out this, but I'm going to strengthen up what is the negative spaces. Now here, if you look onto there, you've got the space that's being created in between the legs and the sides of the stool. So that shape that's being created there is the negative space. Again here, it won't be quite the same as you can see there, but then you've got this space here. And here. You've also got a little bit of space there. And you've got a space here, you've got a shape being created here. Then over this side, again, it won't be exactly the same as I've done it. You'll have a shape here, going up there, coming here. So the shapes can be quite complicated in a way, can't they? They're not just straightforward, but looking at these, getting these shapes right will help you get the drawing right as well. Now, below here, of course, we now hit, as far as the drawing goes, nothing. But of course, the chair is sitting on the ground. Now, again, I hope you can see that if we were to draw a line from here to there, a light line, and from here through to there, and from here through to there, and from here through to there. So that's where the stool is sitting. If we then imagine that there's a line here and here and here, it begins to hopefully fall into place to the understanding of getting things in the right place. And again here, this creates a shape. And in fact, this actually creates a whole shape here, doesn't it? You can see that? So in fact, in a way, you've got two shapes going on, but you've got this big shape here. And again here, you've got this shape coming into here. coming across there, down there, round and up there, across there, and again just to help things along a little bit. Now that shapes that are being created are the areas that are being created by the shapes of the stool. I hope that stands out well enough. I hope you can understand that. Again, obviously I won't go into all the bits at the top there, but I'll make it nice and strong so you can really see the shape. So again, perhaps just to help you see it just a little bit more, if I just shade this in here. Now what you can do, right, is you can set up perhaps a chair or a stool or something like that. I have to say, if you need really to put it on a table, so you've raised it up, and then you get a better view of it. But you can see, that is the negative space that's created. And again here, although we've had to cheat a little bit here, but you've got the shapes being created in here. But by looking at these shapes, it'll help you get the drawings right. Help to get the what you're drawing correct. But this applies to everything we do. It's not. I know it's all nice straight lines here, but trees out in the countryside, they create shapes with other trees around them, with the ground below them, and how you use the colour can help you get the shapes to show up. I don't know if you can recall when we did the picture of the Malvern Hills there, we had trees, we had darks and lights to help give the shapes of the trees, and in a way that themselves were the negative spaces you were creating. So I hope that gives you some idea. It's quite a short little talk on this one, because what we're going to do next is to again get you to hopefully to understand and have a bit of fun with some paint now. By the way, we're going to splosh some paint about. You can do your own colour schemes, but I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So in the next session, but that will be session number 25. So please don't get confused, but it will still be project number 10. Okay, so there we go. All right. So one more long look at the stool, if it helps you. You probably can see more of the top than I did, but that's all right. Try and draw these in without drawing this. Not easy, but look at the relationships of these lines and see if you can do that so that you just draw the negative spaces. I did pre-draw this just to make it a bit easier for you, and so we didn't waste any time. Okay, well, I hope you can understand that, and look forward to see you when we start doing